The Queen of Peace, note of the Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith about the spiritual experience connected with Medjugorje. Foreword. The time has come to conclude a long and complex history that has surrounded the spiritual phenomena of Medjugorje. It is a history in which bishops, theologians, commissions, and analysts have expressed a series of divergent opinions. The conclusions expressed in this note are presented in the context of what was established in the new norms for proceeding in the discernment of alleged supernatural phenomena. Dicastery for the Doctrine of the Faith, May the 17th, 2024. Henceforth, norms. Consequently, the perspective of this analysis is quite different from that which was used in earlier studies. It is important to clarify from the outset that the conclusions of this note do not imply a judgment about the moral life of the alleged visionaries. Additionally, when recognizing an action of the Spirit for the good of the people of God, in the midst of a spiritual experience, present from its beginnings until now, we should remember that the charismatic gifts, in Latin, gratiae, gratis, datae, that may be connected to that experience do not necessarily require those involved to have a moral perfection. Although we find many positive elements that help to heed the call of the gospel when we consider the overall set of messages tied to this spiritual experience, some people believe that certain messages contain contradictions or are connected with the desires or interests of the alleged visionaries or others. It cannot be ruled out that this may have happened in the case of a few messages. This reminds us that the norms of this dicastery state that such phenomena at times appear connected to confused human experiences, theologically inaccurate expressions, or interests that are not entirely legitimate. This does not exclude the possibility of some error of a natural order, not due to bad intentions, but to the subjective perception of the phenomenon. As an example of this imprecise and ultimately theologically incorrect mystical language, among the messages connected to Medjugorje, in some cases, the translation was improved by comparing it with the original texts. We can mention the isolated expression, "My Son, one and triune, loves you." November the 2nd, 2017. It is not unusual for mystical texts that intend to express the presence of the whole Trinity in the mystery of the incarnate Word to use an unsuitable expression such as this. In this case, the text should be understood to say that in the Son made man, the love of the triune God is manifested. In addition, the reader should be aware that whenever this note refers to messengers from Our Lady, it always intends this to mean alleged messengers. To discern events related to Medjugorje, we are fundamentally considering the existence of clearly verified fruits together with an analysis of the alleged Marian messengers. Fruits. An immediate effect surrounding the phenomena associated with Medjugorje has been the large and growing number of devotees worldwide, together with the many people who make a pilgrimage there from the most varied places. The positive fruits are most evident in the promotion of a healthy practice of a life of faith in accordance with the tradition of the Church. In the context of Medjugorje, this applies both to those who had been previously distant from the faith as well as to those who had practiced the faith only superficially. The uniqueness of the place lies in the large number of such fruits: abundant conversions, a frequent return to the sacraments, particularly the Eucharist and reconciliation, many vocations to priestly, religious, and married life, a deepening of the life of faith, a more intense practice of prayer, many reconciliations between spouses, and the renewal of marriage and family life. It should be noted that such experiences occur above all in the context of pilgrimages to the places associated with the original events, rather than in meetings with the visionaries to be present for the alleged apparitions.